Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from ChishaZed.
They just fired me! And the police are doing nothing! I lost my job! And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills!
Imagine you're a woman working DoorDash. It's late, you're tired, and all you want to do is complete this final delivery and go home. The directions for the final delivery reads, leave food at door. Simple. You pull up to the address, a quiet house, lights dim, and the door cracked just a little bit. And for some reason, you decide to push the door completely wide open. And what you see inside that house stops you cold. A man sprawled out on the couch, pants and underwear down to his ankles. Asleep or unconscious, you can't tell, but hey, this is what you decide to do. And yes, we're talking about the woman here on screen. You decide to pull out your phone and record this man.
In his own house?
And zoom into his junk. And for whatever reason, you post the video of this man on TikTok with his name and address captioned on the video. Yes, guys, I'm being serious. Name and address. This is a real video that this chick here posted. So at this point, you're probably wondering, why would this chick do this? She did this because she's claiming that she was essayed. At this time, the internet explodes.
Like what she said at first, like, oh, this is how I make my... This is how a lot of men make their money at their jobs, that women accuse them and make them lose their jobs constantly.
Feminist and pro-women's groups are calling you brave. Others are calling you the criminal. DoorDash decides to deactivate your account and the police shrug. Now you're out of a job, scrambling for answers and trying to convince the whole world that you're the victim. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my assault.
Okay, so this is after she posted her video and DoorDash obviously caught wind of it.
Hey guys, I just lost my job and they won't tell me why.
This thing has 3 million hearts? Holy cow.
They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working. I was literally working and they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me for posting about my assault while DoorDashing. They just fired me. And the police are doing nothing. I lost my job. And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
Demon.
I have no idea why they deactivated my account and fired me. Really, no idea. You can't think of any reason why they would look at what you did and think to themselves, this chick's a liability. No reason at all. Should we check out the comments first, or should we look at some other people's reactions to this whole situation? Okay, I'll check out the comments underneath this post right after this reaction caption. Okay. How long it would have took for the DoorDasher to get arrested if it was a man. Wow, that's a whole different angle. That's definitely worth talking about.
How long it would have took for that DoorDasher to be arrested if it was a man? Yeah, because y'all act like y'all didn't get what I'm saying. So I'm going to ask y'all this way. How long it would have took for that DoorDasher to get arrested if it was a man? Now,
immediately, if he pried open the door and started just taking pictures and videos of the person inside the house, and especially if they're butt naked.
Now let's play the whole rollout, okay? All that she had to do was drop that food off, take a picture, and take her happy behind back in that car. But she said that the door was open and this man is asleep in his house. Now, I don't understand where the sofa was. I guess it was right in front of the door. So let's give her all that. But if this man is asleep and
by the way, guys, it wasn't right in front of the door. We have proof. I do have screenshots, right? It wasn't right in front of the door. And also, she deleted videos. Allegedly, people are commenting. They're saying, hey, there are videos where she says that she pushed that door open so she could get a better look. And they're like, we can't find these videos. All right, let's keep listening.
I don't care if he's butt naked from the head to the toes. When she pulled her phone out to record and then try to distribute those videos, what I mean is she tried to send it to DoorDash and then she tried to upload it on social media. If that was a man that pulled up at that house and pulled his
Going
phone
to
out
jail.
and record that lady without her permission, and then try to send it to DoorDash,
right,
and then try to put it on social media. Do y'all know y'all been around here talking about boycott this and boycott that?
right,
True.
right.
Because she on here act like she's a victim. Number one, what is the definition of SA? Because that's not SA. What she's talking about is not SA. This is a woman that recorded a man without his permission
100%.
and then tried to put it out on social media.
And it's not like in public or something. It's in his own house.
And was sending the pictures out. I'm going to ask it again. If that was a man, how long it would have took for his behind to get arrested? Along with all the boycott y'all would have been yelling about.
Right. I believe less than 24 hours. What do you guys think? I really do think it would have taken less than 24 hours for them to actually arrest the man. Here's part of the reason why I do think that. I think any company, right? These companies, they try to act like they have some moral grounding. And okay, maybe some of them do, but a lot of them just like to cater to whoever is the largest consumer base that buys their product. And so you don't think that DoorDash would have loved to work with the police and apprehend a man who did something like that? They would have loved to have done that and say,
I definitely do think there's more women using DoorDash than men.
Do not tolerate doxing or this type of assault. He's the one that got assaulted. I promise we're going to check out some comments underneath this photo. And I think we have a thumbnail here. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's go ahead and grab this screenshot.
Demon.
I think we've got a thumbnail here. All right. Wonderful. So underneath her video, top comment here says, let me get this right. A man ordered a DoorDash, instructed you to leave it in the front door. When you got there, then you saw the door opened and he wasn't covered properly in his property. You took out your phone and recorded this man while he was unconscious. You went ahead to still post it online and complain when they terminated your contract. I hope that man gets a lawyer and sues you. Comment goes on to read, I also hope DoorDash investigation team handle this case, then sue you too, because a clear instruction was given to you beforehand. So somebody might...
She made it seem like the man opened the door and just nothing but his birthday suit. And was just like, hey, like the man was sleeping.
You're saying, Chisha, obviously people aren't falling for this. No. Check 2 comments down. This chick here says, we owe DoorDash an apology. Why would she say that? And why would this comment have almost 40,000 likes? Well, because they started to riot online and started to spam DoorDash and believed her story until she started to explain more about what she did. And everybody started to catch on to the fact that this woman might be unhinged. Just underneath this post of we owe DoorDash an apology, this person here says we do. Another person here says literally LMAO. Somebody else here says, that's a you problem, tag me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's move on. Somebody else here added, you deleted my comment, and I'll say it again, you're not the victim. So she's deleting comments. But she still has supporters, though. She still has the feminist chicks who are riding for her no matter what. It's just insane. And this is
well, you see, you get a lawyer.
Part of the problem why people cannot take the whole believe all women seriously. They've brought in these terms of essay, and this is the result. You've created monsters. Top commenter says, if it was a man, he would have left the food at the door and walked away.
True.
That's actually a pretty good response, because I think most men would have done that, because most men understand the consequence of essay or being falsely accused of that. Somebody else who says she essayed him. There's another person who says she gaslit the F out of everybody. The caption of this next video reads, that DoorDash lady needs to be happy she's not in jail and worried about if that's where she's going to end up.
Picture this, you're a DoorDash driver. You go pick up someone's food, you drive to their house. You're supposed to be leaving their food on the porch. In the process of leaving their food on the porch, you notice that their door is open. Instead of getting your ass back in your car and going on about your night, you decide that you're going to go into this person's house uninvited. Once you're inside this house uninvited, you notice that the owner of the house, which you are not, the owner of the house is on the couch, passed out with their pants down around their ankle.
Right.
Instead of realizing you just broke several laws and you need to get the on, you decide to break several more laws and record this person who's naked from the waist down without their consent. Then you decide that you're going to go to DoorDash and you're going to tell them that you just got essayed. And then after telling DoorDash that you got essayed, you're going to post this person on the internet without their knowledge or their consent, naked from the waist down. DoorDash ends up firing you. You're crying that you got fired. You should be in jail. Should you not? Getting fired is the least of your concerns.
I agree. So remember how I told you I had a screenshot what actually comes from this creator. She followed up with the screenshot because a lot of people are saying things like, hey, the couch was right in front of the door. It was purposefully set up so she would see him. And that's not true. This is the angle. And she explains where he's at and the fact that she had to literally angle her camera. And she actually walked in a bit to get the
If that doesn't look like a crack door to me.
footage.
Someone spammed this picture in my comment section. I have absolutely no idea why they spammed it in my comment section. Baby, you only had to post it once. I promise you I would have seen it. Anyway, so obviously I've blurred out the caption because it has the man's name in it. And then that black and blue dot over
And you doxed him. What the freak?
there is the man. If it was unscreened, you'd be able to see his white little legs. And it looks like he has something that's like balled up that's in his lap or on his lap. I don't know. Either way it goes, like I said, she is diagonal. She is not straight, how people were saying. Like people were saying, like as soon as you walk up to the door, you can look inside and see. But no, you kind of have to like peer around to be able to see. So well, this is all I have to show you. Don't know where the video is at this point.
I mean, the video obviously has been removed by TikTok as soon as they got wind of that. You're doxing somebody, you're putting their literal bare body online. They're not going to keep that on the platform. Check out a few of these comments. Top comment here says, she said herself the door was cracked and she proceeded to open it. This has 300 plus likes. And somebody here says that she did. And so she's out here deleting videos. She opened that door for whatever reason. I don't know why you would do that. Here's somebody else who says, provide proof that she actually pushed the door open. Here's somebody else who says she said it, right? And when you have the chicks here arguing,
I thought it was believe all women. She said she pushed the door. Why don't you believe her?
And defending a man, like I've literally seen multiple comments that are saying, I can't believe she's making me defend a man. Then you know that even they can't deny that this all sounds ludicrous. Here's another comment that says, my thing is, it says leave at door. She pushed that man's door open and proceeded to violate his privacy. Look, more proof. Another lady here says this is edited, but the real one was taken down and it shows her pushing the door open and it was cracked. If I saw something and I thought somebody mistakenly left the door cracked, my immediate thought would be, okay, let me make this as least strange as possible and just leave the food at the front of the door and get out of here before they think I'm on some weird stuff.
DoorDash has now responded to the woman that got fired after reporting a harassment by a customer. Now, I want you to keep in mind that up until this point, she still had no idea what the reason was for her being fired until DoorDash came to TikTok and released this statement. If you want to pause and read the full thing, go ahead. They wrote, no one should ever have to experience SA harassment or abuse, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it, full stop. We take these reports incredibly seriously and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected. In this case, the Dasher let us know about the experience that made them feel unsafe. That's exactly what we always want Dashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their effort. However, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policy. That is the sole reason that this Dasher's account was deactivated along with the customers while we investigated. Also ensured that the Dasher has full access to their earnings. On top of that, DoorDash is also going around and commenting this same thing on viral videos about the topic. But again, up until they made that public announcement, they didn't let her know why she was fired. And the thing is that when these things happen to women, we're always asked, where's the proof? Do you have any proof? And then when you do have proof, you're punished for it.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Guys, we have a support group here. Her channel obviously thinks that that's how you show proof, right? You post it on a public platform.
Again, the man wasn't like just swinging his thing around and just like, hey, what you doing? No, he was asleep in his own house.
You can't be serious.
I never saw the original video that the creator posted because every time she posted it, it was getting reported and taken down.
I wonder why.
So I'm not exactly sure what was even in the video, but in my opinion, there is no excuse for DoorDash not just giving her the answer as to why she was fired to begin with, because she had to go through the appeal process multiple times just trying to figure out what the reason for her being fired was.
DoorDash girl is the exact reason why this believe all victim shit is so hard to get behind. This woman said out of her own mouth, she had a delivery. The instructions said leave the food by the door. She got to the door was wide open, and somebody was laid out, booty ass naked, balls everywhere. Now it's
the door wasn't wide open. They said the door was cracked and then she pushed it.
As that may be, because it is up. I hate to break it to you, sweetheart. You wasn't assaulted. You saw some shit that you didn't want to see, and that's perfectly understandable. But where the fuck did you get assaulted from?
Right.
That's indecent exposure, and not even on a technical aspect, because he was technically in his own crib. I'm willing to bet every dollar I have that man had too much to drink that night. Shit got weird, wild, and freaky, and that's how the story played out the way it did.
It's interesting seeing, because this is angry reactions. He used to, I think he probably still does that, but he had a situation of his own where he was saying that he was being falsely accused of some stuff. So I'm sure this probably hits close home for him.
And in no way am I justifying that behavior. That is a grown-ass man. That shouldn't have happened to you. You shouldn't have seen that. But we live in a world where everybody want to be such a victim that you walked away thinking you were assaulted? What the And not only that, you recorded them. What the hell is Listen, when she tell that story, I can tell that she believed that was done intentionally so she can see that. So if that's what you genuinely believe, how did you record? What the bro? I'm so confused. I don't even drink, but one of my biggest fears is getting up one night and then waking up the next morning seeing my balls and gooch all over TikTok. Oh my God. Like I said at the beginning, very unfortunate, all right? It shouldn't have happened to you. But you went about that situation so wrong that now you kind of fucked up yourself.
That's a really specific fear. I agree with what he said. Let's check out a few of these comments. Top comment here says, wait, she walked in? Yeah. Somebody else who says, angry reactions went to humble reactions.
They said, leave it at the door. This door's open. Should I leave or should I invade this man's privacy? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Another comment here says he also didn't do anything illegal, by the way. Somebody else who says it was open and I entered, lost the plot.
The DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. And when I arrived at their front door was wide open. Their lights were on. And they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me.
In the nicest way possible, what happened to this woman was not assault. It was harassment. And there is a difference. If she tries to sue, which I understand, I mean, depending on the state, like I'm in Indiana, it's an at-law, what's it called? At-law state, whatever. You can be fired and they don't have to give you a reason. That's how it is here in Indiana. I don't know about where she's at. But if she wholeheartedly believes that she was fired and for no reason, okay, that's fine. Sue. But if you are going to sue, your wording matters. That court is going to tear you apart if you say that this man assaulted you when he didn't even touch you. The definition of assault is to be physically harmed or physically touched in a way. This man did not touch her.
I think the bigger question, because I don't doubt that she's going to get wrecked in court if she decides to push for any type of lawsuit. I think the bigger question that women need to ask is, why do you think your fellow women believe that they can get away with this? Why do you think that they feel comfortable broadening the terms of SA, abuse, to ridiculous and somewhat laughable?
This kind of reminds me of the Louis C.K. incident where he was just in his dressing room playing with himself and a woman walked in and she could have walked right out, but no, she stood there and still had a conversation with him while he was doing it. It's like,
classifications for those categories. I think that's the real conversation, because no one's going to take any of this stuff seriously. And the type of proof she just provided, she should have taken to the cops, have them evaluate the situation instead of coming online and trying to gain sympathy and trying to right now build a whole following with a bunch of delusional chicks.
He was buttloads of feet away from her, passed out on his couch with his pants down. Yes, weird. Okay.
Of course.
That's just indecent.
I don't think it's that weird. The man probably was hungry. He was like, you know what? She's going to be a while before the food gets here. Let me just, rub one off. And then after he rubbed one off, he was like, I'm a little tired. I'm going to take a quick nap.
Indecent exposure is not assault. If it was, all these...
It's not even indecent exposure. It's in his own home. Like, he didn't open the door and just said, hey, what's up? Just swinging his thing
rock
around.
Concerts I go to where the girls are flashing their... I would have been assaulted all those times. No, that's not how that works.
True.
You were not touched.
That's a good point.
You have to be touched to be assaulted. That literal definition of assault. Okay. And, I say it as like, hey girl, like if you want to sue, make sure you use the right wording because these courts they will tear you apart if you say you were assaulted when this man did not touch you. I'm just trying to help a girl out. I've commented this on the video as well, and everyone's like, oh my God, how dare you do the victim blaming? Hi, I've actually been assaulted. Hi, multiple times. I was physically harmed, unconsensually. That is assault. What happened to her is not assault. Period, point blank.
It makes sense that she's really frustrated about this false claim because someone who's probably actually gone through this, they look at somebody who's just trying to come up on, maybe some money. I don't know what she wants. Does she want attention? Whatever it is, she can spot the bullshit and she realizes how this will affect real victims.
How long it would have took for that DoorDasher to be arrested if it was a man? Yeah, because y'all act like y'all...
As a man who's done DoorDash, this situation has actually gotten out of hand. At first, when I saw the OG video, I didn't feel like going down the rabbit hole. It wasn't until I started seeing more people post about the fact that it wasn't SA, it was indecent exposure. And people talking about, what if a man was in that scenario? That's when I was like, okay, maybe I should look into this. And to answer your question, what would happen if a man was in that scenario? A man would never be in that scenario. And how do I know? Because I was in something so similar to that. It was about 6 months ago. I was doing a delivery order. And I remember I was on the phone with two of my homies. And I pulled up to a house where I was dropping off an order and everything was dark. There was no lights on, no nothing. I just remember the door being wide open and the person's cat was sitting there just staring at me. And you know exactly what I did? I put the groceries right there on the lawn and took a picture and got the out. Because as a black man, what do I look like staying around in a situation like that? As more and more information came out, I started getting confused because one of my main thoughts was you were talking about losing your job. I'm like, how do you lose your job over something like this? All delivery apps have tabs where you contact help. The first point of contact is the police. So the issue between you and DoorDash and the safety of yourself with that individual should have been handled through the police and the police report. So when I hear her story, I'm just like, she must have the survival instincts of a donut. Because why the hell are you overextending yourself in terms of being able to see what's going on in that person's house? If it's no contact, bro, trust me, you won't even see that I was there.
Why am I getting strikes?
Imagine if someone... This is how people get kidnapped, right? You open up a little bit more and put your hand in or walk in to record. This is how you get snatched.
I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim.
Me.
So that woman was not fired from DoorDash for reporting a assault. I want to preface this by saying nobody should be subjected to other people's genitals without consent, okay? Please, before you grab your pitchforks, let me explain the legality behind it, okay? So per the information that this woman has uploaded to the internet, she was dropping off food at somebody's house, noticed that the door was wide open, and a man was sleeping on his couch with his pants around his ankles. She then took out her phone and started recording him in his house and then uploaded that to the internet. She decided to report him to DoorDash over this. They ended up blocking him so he can no longer use DoorDash. And then later on, they ended up firing her, essentially, blocking her from DoorDash as well.
They need to unblock that man.
And it's not from her reporting a assault. It's from probably this man finding out that she posted him naked on the internet. Because you can't do that, right? Now, to the legality of this, okay? Every crime consists of different elements. And in order to be charged with a crime, you have to meet all of the elements of that crime. In most crimes, one of the biggest elements is intent, right? Like you have to have intent to commit that crime. Obviously, there are crimes where there is no intent, but you can still be charged with something, right? But that's not what's happening here. This man was sleeping on his couch. You have to prove that he had the intent to harm you in some way, whether it was mentally or physically. You have to prove intent, and it's really hard to prove intent when he is sleeping, right? If she felt the need to record this man to give proof to DoorDash or to the police if she wanted to make a report, that was on her, right? But where she went wrong was uploading that to the internet. You can't record somebody in their own home indecent and then post it on the internet. I just want you guys to think about it if it were the other way. Do you know how many people would be up in arms if it were a woman who was, I don't know, wearing a robe and the robe fell open, she passed out after ordering DoorDash, and her door was open for some reason, and it was a man. It was a male DoorDasher who came and started recording her while she was indecent and then posted it on the internet.
You're right. Very, very true. Just the fact that this story is not everywhere, that version of this story would be everywhere.
It would be a 180 flip from everybody up in arms over this situation, right? You have harassment, assault, battery. And you are valid being a victim of any one of those. As tragic as this story is, I think it lacks intent to prove that it was meant to be harmful to her. I truly don't think she would have lost her job if she didn't post that on the internet.
Correct.
I think she should have just gone through DoorDash, and if she felt the need to make a police report, then do that, and she could have gone that route. Because at the time, DoorDash did what they should have done, and that was block him as a customer. They don't have any kind of authority to do anything else there. And if you wanted something else done, then that's when you go to the police. And then they decide whether what he did meets all of the elements of any kind of crime to be charged with. As unfortunate as it is for those involved, there are things that you should not bring to the internet, at least immediately. Like if you reported him to the police and, there was a trial, whatever, like that's just something that you wait until it's all sorted out. Or if you're not getting the justice that you think you deserve, then sure, go further and explain what you need to on the internet. But again, you cannot post people in their homes on the internet like this in their own privacy.
Okay. See, people are over here like he was asleep. She made it sound like he attacked her. Her calling this essay is wild, indecent exposure at best. And somebody else who says, wait, she made me think she was attacked. I thought this one was a really good point.
I saw the original video of the DoorDash girl, and I'm a little bit confused now that I woke up and see everything that's happening. When I saw it, I said, hey, I understand why DoorDash, I guess fired you and why you're blocked from the app. Now, as for the guy, I can see why everybody in their mind is saying, hey, he did it on purpose, all this extra stuff. When you look at the original video, that couch was not in your clear sight line unless you angled yourself and looked over. Okay, let's keep that in mind. If you really want to break it down, he's inside his house. Now, for everybody who's a genius and says, hey, she was SA'd, does that mean you guys now were SA'd by her,
right? Taking
her experience, recording it, and putting it in front of you?
Boom. That's it. That's the question right there.
Damn.
If essay is as simple as seeing something you did not ask to see, then she essayed all of the people who saw that original video, and they could accuse her of essay with that logic.
Now think about that. If your answer is yes, now think about that. The guy actually is in the right to sue her and DoorDash. Because if it was an issue and she felt like she was really SA'd, the authorities would be the first place you'd have sped to. At the end of the day, she now has a platform. And I think that was the ultimate goal, was to gain a platform.
Yep.
It could have all been accidental too. But now she has a platform. Sometimes we should not just attach ourselves to something. Back away, look at it. Put yourself on both sides. Don't always think somebody's just being a villain. Men, All right. I know y'all don't always think somebody's trying to be a villain. Flip the roles, flip everything and see, would you still have the same thought process if you flipped everything?
Check out a few comments. Commentator says, seen a post that stated he has Ring camera and it shows she pushed door open and he is suing. Whoa. Really? Please let this be true. Whoa. Okay. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Somebody else says, if the genders were switched, this wouldn't even be a discussion. Here's somebody else that says, exactly. Only victim, here's him. If he actually has a Ring camera, this story has just began. But guys, that's it. The rest of the videos I'll show you are of her pretty much giving people updates, and you guys will be able to make more of a better conclusion after you see those.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my third time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer, and then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice.
No, for actually exposing the man, literally.
I'm getting, because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. So what? You're gonna take down my videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up. I just better sit here and be quiet. I just better not say anything else. I've lost my job, my only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted, and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up. You know, the videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No, I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting.
She's doubling, tripling down.
Exposing this man and having posted that video, and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he... You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes? Like, I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim. Right? Is this making sense to any...
I mean, when you're yelling at people to try to convince them that I'm the victim, you usually aren't the victim.
Buddy. You guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story again and censored the video that I have just so they can't take it down for the same reason. They took it down for the same reason again, and now my account has a second strike. Guess what? If I get one more strike, I'm banned from TikTok. So not only did I get assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday, I then lost my job. The police are doing nothing. And if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done. This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember? I'm the victim. And they took down my video. They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope. They took that right down. They took that.
Right, because paying you a couple $100 for your millions of views is really harmful to TikTok, right?
Right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope. Hey guys, so yep, I really lost my job. Within less than 24 hours after me submitting my appeal, they denied it. And in the email, they said, you can respond to the previous email that you received. explaining the reason why you were deactivated. I never got the email. So last night, I contacted one support agent. We sat on the phone for 25 minutes, and then she transferred me to the community response team. The person on the community response team told me that was the highest team I could get to. There's literally nobody else she could transfer me to. I could hang up the phone and call back and then get transferred to the community response team again. So I sat on the phone with her for another 25, 30 minutes. And she told me that she couldn't tell me. There's no way that they could tell me what the reason why I just lost my job.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate
the unhingedness of women is so apparent nowadays. Just like to be able to accuse things and double, triple down because they know nothing bad is really gonna happen to them. Like, hopefully the man sues her, but what is she really gonna get? She's a broke, dusty, musty, crusty trying to get clout and fame and money from everybody else, it seems like, right? So this is why we say just don't even mess with women. Like, this one, like, you can't even avoid it. It's not like you could pick men only to deliver my food or something. The man probably, again, was just doing his thing, thought, hey, food's gonna be a little while, let me just rub one off, and then got tired after he rubbed one off, as a lot of us do, and took a nap. All right, like, I don't even understand why this is the thing. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.